Alright, now I'm ready.
You rolling?
Yep.
Because Muffler Men are so old and they're rare, I think that's why I like to preserve them and save them when I can. And this is by far the worst one I think I've come across. They have so much history behind them, and each one of them has a story, and so it's hard to just let one go. A few weeks ago, Curiosity Incorporated on YouTube posted some videos that got the attention of some of my followers on Instagram. You know, the lady's selling off everything because I think they're going to close the place or something, and you just know that this piece of junk is going to get destroyed. This guy does not look to be in good condition, and it's the longest road trip I think I've ever had for something that's less than questionable. We're rolling through mid-Wyoming now. We've got about 9.5 hours to the Canadian border. So, yeah, it's going to be a long time. We'll take shifts through the night until we get there. We'll get to the Canadian border about 5 a.m. And hopefully cross into Canada. All right, we're here. We're going to Canada. Keep right, keep left. So we made it into Canada successfully. No real problems at the border. I just was kind of curious what in the world I was interested in that big giant for. We just stopped and ate at Tim Hortons. I don't think I've ever had Tim Hortons before. I've heard of it. It's all over Canada. So now that we've got some food in us, we've got the final stretch here. We're just about 100 kilometers south of Calgary, and then yeah, on up to Edmonton and out west about an hour. You never know where these Muffler Men are going to be. They could be anywhere, you know. So it's kind of cool when they turn up, and we're excited because we actually got a chance to find this one and go get it today. So, oh, and it's cold here. Very, very cold. Welcome to Canada. The Cowboy Muffler Man in Calgary. We're gonna stop and see it quick. It's snowing, cold. Not a really great day for this, but I've been wanting to see this guy for a long time. This is a cool cowboy. You know why this is a cool cowboy? He's got his holster. Very few have holsters anymore. So that's very rare. Alright, we're getting close. Just an hour or so away from Edmonton and the Cowboy. I need to turn this into Canadian currency though so I can buy this thing. It's been 19 hours. We've been driving pretty much straight, and we're finally within a mile of this place. And yeah, starting to wonder about my sanity. But you know, these things, I can't help myself. When you find some of these that are original Phillips 66 Cowboys sitting here, about to be demolished, can't help but make the effort to come up here and save it. So here we are. And let's go in here and see what we got. So this is typical. Get here, 19 hours driving. The guy who runs the place here and kind of works the yard, no idea I was coming. So he's like, you'll never get this thing out. You'll never fit it on that trailer. Impossible. We'll see. Pull it in here where we can get close. think I'll get stuck? Let me just look quick. Okay. Well, life isn't always what you expect, but you know what, still a fun trip. It looked a little better than that from the few pictures I saw. It was really a complete wreck, but I came all the way up here, so I took it. You know, we learned more about him today than we knew before. He came out of Calgary. He stood at the Phillips 66 gas station, and he was purchased by the father of the current owners of this junkyard and hauled behind a Cadillac on a trailer years ago to this location. And he used to be in pristine shape, even here. But somebody must have had their fun with him or smashed into him or something, because he's just an absolute wreck. I'd say he's a little worse than our Texaco Big Friend is. So we'll take him home and we'll figure out what to do with him. You know, I don't know what to think right now. He's really bad. He's in really rough shape. But the number one thing I know we saved him, because he was going to get destroyed. He was an icon of Calgary, probably downtown at a gas station, we were told, back in the 60s and 70s. So totally worth saving this guy, even though he's in the kind of condition he's in. Don't know what the future holds, but I know we're not done yet. We need to get him back down south. So, and we got a couple Muffler Men to see on the way. So let's hit the road. Crazy. This wind is so bad that you know, we're driving down to 50 miles an hour into it. It's blowing at us, probably gusting 40. You know, that's close to 90 miles an hour of wind pushing on this guy. So even though I have him strapped, he came out about 2 feet over the tailgate. So I'm trying to push him back and just want to get home at this point. can't help myself. You know, I see Muffler Men and all kinds of disarray, and it's like, you know, who's gonna save it if we don't? You know, it's just gonna get junked. You know, but to put the effort into hauling this guy down and restoring him, and then to one day see him back up in the air with people enjoying him again, you know, that's immensely rewarding. And he's already bringing a lot of laughter. We've had so many cars honking at us and laughing at us, and, you know, trying to figure out what's up and down on this guy back here. So, you know, 50 years on, Muffler Men are still doing exactly what they were built to do, and that's bring us some joy and entertain us. So we've hauled this thing all the way down from Edmonton to Colorado. Now it's going to go to Mark Klein in Natural Bridge, Virginia. They're going to pick it up in a few days and haul it all the way out there. He's really this guy's only hope. So I'm really glad that worked out. We saw our video and he really liked it. And he's like, I can do this. Send it to me. So I'm just prepping it. We never got, when we got to Edmonton, you remember it was freezing cold, so we never got the arms off. It was just too cold, and I've been working at it for a long time here to get these arms off, so we'll take them apart now. Finally got the rusty bolts out, and see how this arm comes out. Probably hasn't been out since it was put in at International Fiberglass in the late 60s. So, there it is, breaking this thing down. Shortly after I got the Giant back to Colorado, I laid him all out and realized he was certainly beyond my capabilities. Our guys in Illinois at the American Giants Restoration Shop were working on a number of different Giants and simply didn't have time. I called Mark Klein and showed him the video I did on his pickup and transport, and Mark agreed to tackle the restoration. I found some guys on U-Ship that were willing to trailer him to Virginia, and off he went. It was early 2018, and Mark Klein was well known for making the 14-foot modified soda jerks, but up till that point in time, he did not have a full-size Muffler Man mold. Mark and his team got right to work piecing the Giant back together.
Yeah, so what we'll do is put all the big pieces together and then fill in the blanks with all the smaller ones. So really, it's just a matter of picking through the puzzle pieces, isn't it?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
Once you get the big
like
pieces.
Like these two, they were just separate pieces. I stuck them together. Make it one big piece.
The Giant had 2 black racing stripes coming over his left shoulder and down his torso, and we never did figure out how he got those, but everything was sanded down. To date, it was one of the worst Muffler Men we had seen, and Mark had to repair major breaks and cracks all over the torso and arms. The legs were mostly intact, with just one foot and lower leg sustaining damage. While Mark was piecing the Giant back together, I was contacted by Gus's Drive-In in East Troy, Wisconsin. They were looking for a Muffler Man for their business. It seemed like a good fit, and a quick call to Mark changed the direction of the restoration, and a large hot dog and milkshake were added to the order.
We're gonna throw a tire line tag line on. he's on the trailer. We're gonna get him strapped down before I crawl up his arm and take the arm off.
Yeah, you can go help us there and grab it. How was it in there?
Very wet.
You gonna take the other one out? We're in North Carolina. We've had a great morning. The American Giants crew met in Asheville at Harry's on the Hill. They've donated their Indian after 50 years of standing on the hill to a museum, a Pontiac museum up in Michigan. So we were able to get them down this morning without too much trouble. Got them craned onto the trailer, and now we are headed to Mark Klein. Mark Klein's the perfect guy to work on this guy and give him a restoration before he goes up to the museum. So we're gonna drive up to Mark Klein's and drop him off and pick up one that just got restored. So I'm here at Mark Klein's in Shannon Kessel Studios, and this guy looks a lot different than he did when I picked him up in November. And some extras. They put a milkshake and a hot dog in his hands. We're getting him loaded up here on the truck and the trailer, and now he's off to Wisconsin. Or so we thought. Upon getting the Giant back to Illinois, we found a really shoddy paint job and discovered that Mark had entrusted the painting to a new employee that did a rush job. Mark was working at a different location and never even got eyes on the Giant before we took him. Mark is a stand-up guy, however, and he made it right, and we decided to redo the paint job ourselves in Illinois. The sloppy paint was sanded back off, and our team applied a new coat properly and fixed the rough areas. The delay in repaint took the summer of 2018 to complete. And finally in the fall, Michael and I loaded up and headed north with him in October. It's 3 in the morning. We are tired. We're going to get to a rest area, another one that's not so full, and get some sleep before we deliver this first thing in the morning. We're having a time with these legs. Keep losing blankets. Straps are breaking. It's
I'm done with this guy.
yeah, we just want to drop this guy off. It's we're 50 minutes from delivery here. Gus and his family were elated to get the Giant, which had gone through a complete transformation since I first found him. However, the end of the season was looming, and it was decided to wait till the spring of 2019 to set him up. Well, you can't come to Gus's without getting some food. What do you think, Michael?
It's good.
Yeah. This place is awesome. All right, we just delivered the Canada Muffler Man, where he's going to get stored, at least for the winter, and then he's going to get set up here at Gus's next spring. Michael and I are down here checking out Gus's. This is our first time here. It's really cool to be here and see where he's actually going to stand. All right, it's setup day here in East Troy, finally, after more than a year of pulling this guy out of Canada. It is the morning we're gonna put him up at Gus's Drive-In here in East Troy. We've got, did some final touch-up this morning at a shop that's right next to the diner. The guys, Michael and Will, have been doing some painting last night, and now it's time for assembly and waiting for the SkyTrack to get here so we can get this guy lifted. All right, we're here at Gus's Drive-In. We're going to put this guy together, and this diner is going to look totally different by the end of the day.
Okay, so we've got him laid out, got the arms on, torso put together. Time for the last piece, the head. Okay, so we want him to be uptight against the building, but we don't want the guy to rub on the metal. So we put a little rubber mat between him and the building. So when we pull him back, give a little bit of cushion just to help protect the fiberglass. His eye bolts, we have cables running down to a plate on the roof with turnbuckles. So that way, if he ever gets loose, we can just tighten him up and we don't have to remake cables or do anything like that.
All right, we pretty much got this guy up. He looks awesome. He's a great addition to Gus's drive-in here. Michael's just finishing a little bit of touch-up on the arms and the bolts where we scuffed them a little bit, screwing them in, and then we're done, except there's always a few things that happen you're not prepared for. Actually, we're prepared for it, just we didn't know it would happen. When we bolted him down, his legs shifted a little bit and opened up two hairline cracks in two different places on his legs. So we are going to get an air compressor and some Bondo, some tiger hair, fiberglass, and do that repair right now on site. So he's absolutely perfect before we leave here.